Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Barry Heads with Sharp Counsel. We'll have another sharp snippet today. We'll be brief and we'll call it future planning. And this is, again, a part of the future series. Thanks for it. Well, congratulate yourself for taking time out your day and keeping up with your self improvement. It's a blessing to stay on this journey to get better, to learn more, to grow more. So I applaud you all, and you should take some time to applaud yourself. So, in the future series, we're looking into the process of seeing the future and how do we process the future. And I say that because here's a saying I've come up with and I use from time to time. The difficult thing about predicting the future is that the future is a difficult thing to predict. And isn't that so? How many times have we said we wanted to do something in the future, or we had this great vision or dream, and then it didn't come into fruition? So let's talk about future planning today in this sharp snippet. The first thing I want to talk about, and I think all these apply to myself as well, I need to ingrain these in my habits. The first thing would be to see the end, to see the end. And I would say in our planning stages, not to um, come down so hard on ourselves because these things are quite challenging, especially in leadership, whether it's for yourself or for the organization that you lead. It doesn't matter if you are a manager or supervisor in the organization and you're climbing up what we call the corporate ladder, or if you're the lead leader of an organization. So we're talking about CEOs, etc. Um, what we want to do on the projects we're working on, the goals we're trying to hit or attain, we want to see the end. Okay. The second thing, or we want clarity. That's a better word to use. The second thing is visualization. Now, some people get weirded out about visualization, but it's nothing to get weirded out about. We use visualization an awful lot in our lives. For example, some of you all want to rent a house or are thinking about renting an apartment or are thinking about renting an apartment. Well, guess what? Guess what? You use visualization. Some of you are thinking of buying a home or have just bought a home. Before you bought that home, guess what you did? You went there and you checked it out and you stood outside the home and you probably thought, which color should I paint this home? White, black, brown, yellow, green, whichever color floated your boat. And then you went inside and you stood in the middle of the house in the living room or dining room and you said, what type of tables can I get? What color should I paint these walls? What type of rug should I put down? You were visualizing. You Next you went into probably the master bedroom and you thought about what type of bed you should get. Should I get a king? Should I get a queen? Which corner should it go in? Um, what color do I want? Do I want a table in here? Do I want chairs in here? What type of bed covering do I want? What color should it be? You thought about all these things and you went through that process in your mind and basically you were visualizing. For others of us who are thinking about going back to school or just have gotten a degree, guess what you did? Or guess what you're doing now in pursuit of that degree? You're visualizing. You're visualizing that diploma in your hand. You're visualizing walking across the stage. You're visualizing um, getting your diploma, then having a party with your friends and family to celebrate your journey. You're visualizing uh, getting an office and putting that plaque on your wall. You are visualizing, and it's important. It's an important part of the planning process. So continue to do that. The third nugget I wanted to drop off is we should move backwards. So we see all the steps to our goal as we're jotting down notes. We see all the steps to our goal, or as much as we can. We take notes on or jot down as many steps as we can. And when we see our end goal, we move backwards, back to the beginning, back where we are in the present moment, and we try to chart our course to our goal. Number four, celebrate some of your steps. And this is something I need to personally do more. When you hit a milestone, it doesn't matter how big or small that milestone is. On the way to your goal, celebrate some of those steps. So it could be simple things like going to the beach. I love going to the beach. It could be trying out a new restaurant with your partner after you hit a milestone. It could be buying a new pair of shoes. You could be frugal or they could be expensive. Whatever it is, celebrate. Number 5, sometimes things take 2 times as long to finish or 2 to 3 times more in terms of cost. So we need patience, okay? And this is something most leaders struggle with. We're impatient. I find that. President Abraham Lincoln had a great quote, and I think it's still kind of famous, a bit famous. But here's the quote. He said, "A man watches his pear tree day after day, impatient for the ripening of fruit. Let him attempt to force the process, and he may spoil both fruit and tree. But let him patiently wait, and the ripe pear falls into his lap." So patience is something that we can all cultivate. It's challenging, but we can all cultivate it. And your goals get fulfilled with patience a lot of times. It definitely does. And the last nugget I want to leave with us all to work on is not to get discouraged. Don't quit. We all need breaks. Take breaks from time to time if you need to, but don't get discouraged. Don't quit. And you'll be happy that you follow through because we all want to hit our goals. We all want to grow. We all want to strive. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Barry Heads with Sharp Counsel. Take care.